Good morning, students. Welcome to the subject of microbiology. Today, we are going to discuss some of the very important definitions, including pure and exogenic culture. This is BSc Semester 1, subject of microbiology, paper number MI 101, Introduction to the Microbial World as per the Gujarat University syllabus. Myself is Chintan Oza, the faculty of Department of Microbiology, LJ Institute of Applied Sciences, Ahmedabad. Our flow of the study will be, initially we'll discuss about the explanation of some of the important terms and their definitions, followed by their applications and importance. Some of the important terms we are going to discuss are aerobic, microaerophiles, and two types of the anaerobic microorganisms, culture medium, pure culture, exogenic culture, and mixed culture, vegetative cells and spores, sterilization, disinfection and sanitization, microbiostatic and microbicidal, aseptic technique or aseptic transfer, and inoculation and incubation. So let's start with the first, that is the microorganisms based on the oxygen requirement. There are two types. First, some required oxygen, some do not require oxygen. For those microorganisms which required oxygen can be divided into two types again, that is aerobic as well as microaerophiles. Aerobic are the microorganisms which required maximum oxygen, whereas microaerophiles, the name itself suggests that it requires very micron level of the oxygen, that is very minimum quantity of the oxygen, but they do require some oxygen. For those which do not require oxygen are called as anaerobic microorganisms, which can be divided into two types, facultative anaerobes and stringent anaerobes. Facultative anaerobes are considered as adjustable anaerobic bacteria, that is, they are practically anaerobic in nature, but if at all some minute quantity of oxygen is present, they can still multiply. Stringent anaerobes are called as strict anaerobic bacteria, and they require total absence of oxygen. Next, we'll discuss about the culture medium. Culture medium is also called as the nutrient medium, as it consists of maximum amount of the nutrient for a growth of a particular kind of microorganism. So we can define culture medium as it consists of all substances required for the growth of a microorganism. Every microorganism has its specific nutrients and requirements. Hence, we need to study the basic structure, basic requirements of a particular kind of microorganism under study. Hence, the culture medium is also required to be prepared very specific to the microorganism. We cannot use one culture medium, or there is no concept of universal culture medium. Every microorganism has their own specific culture medium, and we have to prepare that medium as per the requirement. Then three important definition, that is mixed culture, pure culture, and exogenic culture. As seen from the diagram, mixed culture is available in the nature. Mixed culture consists of many types of microorganisms in one culture medium. From mixed culture, we can prepare pure culture. Pure culture is never available in the nature. We have to prepare the pure culture. Pure culture means it contains only one type of microorganisms. And from pure culture, we can prepare exogenic culture, which is considered as the purest form of the culture. Exogenic culture means it contains genetically similar microorganisms, that is the microorganisms from the single parent. Next are the vegetative cells and spores. If we consider the bacteria having with vegetative cells as well as with spores, as it is mentioned in the diagrams, vegetative cells are able to grow and reproduce. They may be killed by high temperatures and they may survive freezing conditions. So it is not sure they will survive or not. With spores, the bacteria, spores are considered as the thick fold formation within the bacterial cell. that does not reproduce, but they are highly resistant to the heat, cold, chemicals, and any change in the environmental conditions. They can convert to vegetative cells when conditions become favorable. So vegetative cells can be converted to spores when unfavorable conditions are there, but when favorable conditions are there, spores can be converted to vegetative cells. The process of vegetative cells converted to spores is called as sporulation, whereas the spores converted to vegetative cells is called as the germination. Sterilization, disinfection, and sanitization. Very important definitions. Sterilization, it is the process by which surface or medium is made free from microorganisms, either in the vegetative cells or spores. So once the substance or anything is sterilized, means it is totally free from the microorganism, whether it is the vegetative cells or its spores. But it is not the case in case of disinfection. Disinfection is the destruction of all pathogenic microorganisms capable of producing infections, but not necessarily its spores. So spores may remain in case of the disinfectant. Sanitization, very important. We are using the sanitizers these days. It is the process of reducing microbiological contamination, or we can say that pathogenic or harmful microorganisms are reduced to a safe level. Here the safe level mentioned is 99.999%. Here we have listed all the methods of the sterilization, which is divided into three parts: physical, chemical, and physicochemical methods of sterilization. Physical, again, into sunlight, heat, vibration, radiation, as well as filtration. Chemical methods are divided into liquid sterilization and including gaseous sterilization. Sterilization with heat is very famous, that is dry heat and moist sterilization, dry heat by hot air oven and moist heat by the autoclave. Radiations are ionizing or non-ionizing, and filtration by various different kinds of the filters. Nowadays HEPA filters are also used. They are called as high efficiency particulate air filters. Microbistatic and microbicidal. Microbiostatic, they are the agents which only prohibits the growth of a microorganism, but it doesn't kill the microorganism. Whereas microbicidal are the agents which are meant to kill the microorganism. Microbiostatic can be also termed as germistatic, bacteriostatic, fungistatic. So practically where the suffix static is used, that means the growth is prevented, but the organism is not killed. Whereas the cidal prefix mentions that the organism is killed completely. That is germicidal, bactericidal, fungicidal, and virucidal. Aseptic. To understand the word aseptic, we need to know what is the meaning of sepsis. Sepsis, as we know the name, that it is the pus formation in our body, that is the potentially life-threatening medical condition that's associated with an infection. After sepsis, to prevent the sepsis, we use the word asepsis. Asepsis means the state of being free from disease causing, that is pathogenic microorganisms. And from the word asepsis, the product which is developed is called as aseptic, that is the free from contamination in which harmful microorganism will affect the product. The figure mentions the aseptic transfer. In the figure A, you can see that the bacteriological loop is been placed in the flame, which causes sterilization, which will remove all the microorganisms. Then with a special technique in the figure B, we are removing the cotton plug, which is used to close the test tube containing the culture medium. Figure C mentions that we are also removing the microorganisms which may be present on the mouth of a test tube before removing any culture. The figure D mentions that the sterilized bacteriological loop is placed in the culture medium with a special technique, and in figure E, before closing the culture medium, we are again putting in the flame so that the mouth will be free from the microorganisms. And the figure F mentions that with a special technique, again with the use of the palm, we are placing the cotton plug on the mouth of the test tube. So this is called as aseptic transfer, and this is also called as aseptic technique. The another important is inoculant, inoculation, and incubation. Inoculant is the microbiological material which will be transferred by the process of inoculation. Inoculation is the method of transferring the inoculant from one medium to another under aseptic condition, that is free from microorganism condition. Once the inoculation is done, the inoculation is always done in the culture medium which provides the best nutrient for the growth. But nutrient only is not specific for the growth of a microorganism. It also requires good condition which is provided by incubation. Incubation is the method of providing a suitable condition for the growth of a particular kind of microorganism, and that has been done after inoculation. If we discuss various applications, then all these definitions, if we know the details, then it can be used for the quality healthcare. That is, in healthcare, various to prevent the infections at various hospitals, various pharmaceutical industries. We should know what are the very important of the various definitions. It is also useful in various research activities. It is also useful for the product development in case of the pharmaceutical and microbiological industries, and mainly it is also useful for the identification and classification. So these are the four main applications of these definitions. Hope this knowledge is useful. Thank you very much and best of luck.